Hi guys, it's me, Matt. Um, I've had about 5 or 6 goes at doing this video, and I could watch them back and then delete them. The reason being is, God, I'd like to say thank you to everyone, and I didn't really know how to say thank you to everyone for your support and kind words and all that sort of stuff. Especially Steve Mottram, to go out of his way to do a video, and at the end of the day, everyone else who's jumped on board, all these amazing other guys that I don't really know, that I didn't even know existed on YouTube, have jumped in and offered their support. It's amazing, it really is. But there you go, you don't sort of realise what's going on. It's amazing. Small community, I know it's been said previously, but this small little community and a small little group of subscribers that I originally start with, just been fantastic. So thank you all very much. Anyway, bench update. Get rid of that. The Abrams anti-slip is done, and I got the effect on the anti-slip, which I've seen in some reference photos, where it's a little bit motley and worn in a few spots. The anti-slip was done homemade method. I watched a few other YouTube channels. I've used some fine garnet grit, Mr. Surfaced 1000 the areas where it's got to go, and then I added a mixture of PVA glue and black hobby acrylic paint to make up a goo. Had all my areas marked out, masked off, then applied it and sprinkled the sand on everything. I did see this on one of the OK channels, and it does work well, because where there's little masks, where things have gone when they shouldn't have gone, you can sort of just chip it off, which I'll eventually do. But the texture's come up really well. I've got sort of a worn out effect on some of the slipping areas, worn, constantly being climbed on everything, and just general wear and tear, which I've seen in some reference photos. The kit so far has been pretty good for a Tamiya kit and an old one, and this is probably the first 35th scale armour kit I've had to go at for about 20 years, and this is all a new learning curve, as I said before, doing all these texture things that I never knew about. This kit did have one fit issue in the back here. I had this back plate was a little bit warped, didn't want to go together too well, and so a little bit of filling and sanding just to finish it off now. But apart from that, the gun doesn't move for some reason. The kit, it was brand new and I bought it, didn't come with this little a nut and bolt that Tamiya supply with it to make sure it opens up. But I'm sort of slowly starting to assemble little bits and pieces on it while I'm waiting for some figures to arrive for my IRA base. Figures are taking a fair while to get here. The only other thing I was going to do, but DaCosta beat me to it, and it's a good review by DaCosta. I was going to do these, which is the Revell Anzac Infantry, which is pretty close to my heart, and DeCosta did a good review on that. These are the old ICM mould reboxed by Revell, and this will be the second entry, and I'll do an official video for Jen's for the Say Cheese group build. This is the one I'm going to build actually into a shadow box, into a picture frame depicting just trench activity at Gallipoli, and so I'm looking forward to that. And they look quite nicely moulded and everything. If you go to look at Nuno DeCosta's channel, which I'll try to get a link in the box. I'm not too sure on how to do that sort of stuff, but I'll work it out. I'll get some links in there. And next few days, on the 4th of June is when my group build will start. Got some encouraging responses so far from people who want to enter that. I'll have to touch base with both Steve Mottram and John Moore, who will be the admins on it, just to keep an eye on things. And something's arrived in the mail which I got for that, which I've been looking for, wanting for over 20 odd years, and I'll do a review on that kit as well. But this was just a little bench update. Not much else has happened, just plodding along, slowly getting the Spitfire patched up for John Moore's Operation Torch group build. One thing which is really a pain in the bum sometimes is enamel paint. I only had the middle stone in enamel, and it just takes a couple of days for it to dry. And the thing people make a mistake with, and I've noticed a few people do it, it's dry to touch. People think, yep, the paint is dry, but the paint, especially enamel paint, if you can smell it and it still smells like it when it's coming out of the airbrush, it actually hasn't hardened, and you're at great risk. Even though that's dry, you think it's dry, it's not actually hardened itself up, so the paint hasn't cured, so you can end up coming in all sorts of trouble with that. So yeah, looking very forward to getting this one finished and the base underway. I'll be doing a video of making a simple base and a pine and a palm tree, a date palm. So I do a little tutorial, even though I'm not an expert, just the way that I sort of get an easy result. Some of the materials that I do, I even had a couple of people ask me about my brick wall, my IRA brick wall, and the frame I use, my propaganda wall. So I'll show you the stuff that I use. There's two different types of things I use. You can buy from arts and crafts stores or photography shops. Is what I use. In Australia, it's about the size of this cutting mat, which is 42 centimetres. The size roughly of this by 50 centimetres is about $18.50 Australian in Hobart. So you can build a lot of buildings and bits and pieces out of that. So still working on trying to get the a 1/35th scale tree, and I'm working on how to do that at the moment, how I'm going to build it. I've got a rough idea how I want to build my 1/35th scale palm tree, and I'm also going to have a go at making some hedging for my IRA diorama. The hedging you can buy from railway shops and things like that, but it's quite expensive for like a little packet, so I thought it's a lot easier to build your own. But anyway guys, thanks very much. I'll talk to you all later, and as again, thanks very much everyone for your support. It's been fantastic. Stay safe, model hard, and remember, with a little bit of effort you can get good result out of an old kit. Cheers.